Hi everyone, welcome back to another tutorial, and in today's tutorial I want to show you how to make this really pretty bracelet. I absolutely love this bracelet. It's really smooth on the wrist and it's super sparkly, and it's made with Swarovski pearls, cup button, and some of those honeycomb beads. But it does fit nicely. It is a little wider bracelet than I'm usually making, but I'm kind of liking these because they tend to keep their shape when they're a little bit wider. So I'm going to show you guys how to make this. It's really super easy. Doesn't take a ton of beads, and I'm using a cup button for closure. The colors of my pearls, I'm going to reuse these exact same colors. I don't know the colors of them because they were in my stash and they were with a bunch of pearls that I didn't have labels on them. So I can't even begin to tell you the color of them. The honeycomb beads are just a cream colored. The pearls are cream colored, and this is like a cocoa color in a Swarovski pearl. The honeycomb, I told you, is already, it's like a cream color, and then you've got a light cocoa color Swarovski crystal, and the 11-0 that I'm using is African Sunset. So let me gather all my materials and I'll be able to tell you exactly how many we need of each bead. I'm using 4 and 6 millimeter pearls. So in the color of 6 and 4 I have the same colors. As you can see, this is 4 millimeters and these are 6 millimeters. So I'm using the same color in a 4 and a 6, as well as in the cream color there's 4 and a 6. So let me get all my materials here and then we'll get started, and I'll tell you everything you'll need. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, well, now let's get started on how much ingredients you're going to need to make your bracelet. I'm going to use just like 1 or 2 grams of an 11-0 seed bead. And again, I told you these are in an African Sunset in a Toho seed bead. You're going to need 2 colors. You don't have to do my color scheme, okay? You could do whatever color you want. I'm just showing you what I did in that other bracelet. So you need 2 colors of a 4 millimeter pearl. So I'm using, like I said, a really pretty cocoa color and a beige color. That's all I'm using, is cocoa and beige. These are a very light colored brown. And okay, wait. So you need 12 of each. So you need 12 4 millimeter in one color and 12 in another color. If you want to do it all one color, then just use 24 4 millimeter pearls. You're going to need 48 4 millimeter Swarovski crystal bicones. You will need 26 honeycomb beads, and that's basically 1 strand. I think you'll have like 3 or 4 left off the strand. So it's 1 strand of a honeycomb bead, and you will need, this is for an approximate size 8. Anything smaller, you use less ingredients, of course. Anything bigger, you're going to need to add a little bit more of each. Now, in the 6 millimeter pearls, I'm using 2 colors. In one color, I'm going to be using 28, and another one I'm going to be using 24. So in the pearl, cream colored, there's 24, and in this cocoa color, there is, I wish I knew the exact color of this pearl, but I don't know if you can see it up close, the color, but that's, everyone's monitor is going to be different in colors, so I'm going to say it's a cocoa. It's just a very light brown colored. It's such a pretty pearl. And you'll need 28 of those. You will need a cup button. Oh, sorry, you're going to need 29. 29. Okay, on my closure, I used a 4 and a 6 millimeter pearl on this. On the cup button side, I used a 6 millimeter, and on the loop, I used a 4 millimeter. So you can do whatever you want. You can add, what I had on my board is what I used, and I'm using a cup button in an amber color. And this is basically like an amber right here in the Swarovski crystals. I'm going to be using 6-pound fireline, size 10 beading needle, and a pair of scissors. So let's get started, and let's get about a, I don't know, arm span and a half of fireline. I did have to add fireline in that bracelet, so you may have to add as well. Okay. Just get my needle threaded here, and then we'll get started. Alright. Now, did I do a long piece? Of course I did. Holy crap. I never know how much I'm pulling off of this big spool, but okay. Now, let me just fix my camera here. Make sure I'm up nice and close for you guys. Oops, it keeps turning on me. Let's see how that works. Alright. I'm going to stick something here. Stop it from turning. Alright. So, to get started, we're going to pick up. I'm starting with the most of my colors. The one that I have the most color in the 6mm, so I'm going to start with this one here. So I'm going to pick up two pearls, two 6mm pearls, a honeycomb bead, and as you can see there's two holes in a honeycomb bead. Maybe I should just come up, I don't know, tiny bit more. Where are you? Whoa, that might have been too much. Back off a bit. Alright. Let me fix this, because it's really going to get irritating after a while. Stay put.
You have another.
Okay, hope that stays now. Okay, so I've picked up two 6mm, a honeycomb bead, and you're going to pick up two more 6mm in the same color if you're doing my color choice. Come on, where are you, hole? And a honeycomb bead. So this is what you should have on your needle. Okay, two 6mm honeycomb, two 6mm honeycomb. Bring those down to the end of your thread, like that. Wow, I might not have to add thread. But I am going to leave a long tail, okay? Just because you can use it to make your other closure if you run out of thread. So I'm just going to run from the tail, starting at the tail, and I'm going to go through all these beads again and make a ring. And through the honeycomb bead. Alright, I pull my tail with my excruciating, painful amount of fireline. Alright, we got it. Like this. So now what you're going to do is you're just going to come through the first two 6mm pearls after you've gone completely around. Exit through your two pearls. And don't get a substantial amount. So this is what you should have so far. Okay? Now you're going to pick up you're going to pick up an 11/0 seed bead. Because I used this color in my square like, I'm going to use the 4mm in the cream color, because I'm going to go each different colors like I did in the last bracelet. So pick up a 4mm, and then you're going to pick up two 6mm in the same color. Whoopsies. we forgot 11/0, sorry. Alright, so 11/0, 4mm 11/0, pick up two 6mm. Then you're going to pick up an 11/0, a 4mm, and 11/0. So this is what you should have on your needle. Okay? So you've got your 11/0, 4, 11, 2 6s, 11, 4, and 11. Now you're coming out of the bottom, so we're just going to do a little bit of right angle weave. Is you're just going to come back, you're coming out this way, you're going to come back through here and make a circle. Like that. So you have this. Now you need to go through all these beads again. You've got to reinforce each segment that you do. So I'm going to go through all these beads. Again. Pulling it nice and tight. Through the 11, the 4, and the 11. And then through these two. Pulling it tight. Alright, so this is what you should have. Now you want to be exiting over here on the, out of these two 6mm. So just work your way through your beads and exit through those like that. Alright. Now you're going to pick up a honeycomb bead and two more of your same color of, because we want to make it in like a box, so we need this to be the same color, and two of your 6mm cream colored. They're really hard to see the holes in these cream colors. And you're going to pick up another honeycomb bead. So this is what you should have. Okay? Coming out of the top here, we're just going to come through the bottom now and make a circle and add these in. Like this. And now you're just going to reinforce this entire circle again. This will tighten up your bracelet. I'm just going through all these beads. And pull. And pull it tight. So that's good and snug. Now you're going to exit out of these two here, so you're just going to put your needle through your honeycomb bead. And let me get this tail out of the way because I'm pretty sure it's going to get snagged. And it didn't. Alright. And now up through your two 6mm, like this. Again, we've completed our section now, so we're kind of doing sections, and these little 4mm are the in-betweens of our sections. So we have this section complete. So now we're going to pick up an 11/0, and now we're going to use the cocoa beads, and we're going to pick up a 4mm in the cocoa and 11/0. Then we're going to pick up two 6mm in the cocoa color. I'm just going to call it cocoa because I don't know the color of it. You're going to pick up an 11/0, a 4mm in the cocoa, and 11/0. So this is what we have. We have a 4, 11, 2 6s, 11, a 4, and an 11. Okay? Now we're going to change up our color now. Keep your work pulled nice and tight. Coming out of here, you're going to go in this way. Come on, where are you, hole? I'm working at a distance and it's really hard to see with glasses on. There we go. So we're just going to make a circle now and pull. There we go. And reinforce, reinforce, reinforce. And even if you use an 8-pound fireline, which I don't recommend, with a size 10 beading needle, you're still going to have to reinforce this. It'll be flimsy if you don't. So remember that. Alright. So give this a good tight pull. We've gone through it now. And pull it tight. There. Now we need to go through our 11/0, our 4mm, and our 11/0, and up through these two. So we're exiting here, and now we can add another section. Finish our second section. And pull tight. So this is what we have so far. Again, you do not have to use the color combinations that I'm using. You can use solid color across and different colors just in your 4mm. You know, you can do whatever you want. It's your bracelet. You do what you want with it. Now we're going to pick up our cocoa bead. Oh, sorry, a honeycomb bead. A cocoa bead. Two 6mm cocoa beads. And a honeycomb. And then you're going to come through the bottom, like so. Make a circle. Like that. Now, I'm going to reinforce it. Jeffrey, what did you do with my coffee? He took my coffee away from me. Them's fighting words, you know.
So you don't get it, knock it over.
That's grounds for divorce, taking away your wife's coffee. So, like, I won't spill it. And I definitely can't reach it over there. Jeff took my coffee. Oh, really? And he knows I like to... Ouch! Oh, look. I have a needle stuck in me. Ugh. There we go. Pull it tight. And there we go. So, this is all you're going to do for the whole length of your bracelet. So I'm going to go off camera and I'm going to just keep doing this little bit of right angle weave, adding in all my, pull this tight, all my, adding all my beads in here. So remember the 6mm, this is kind of loose here, but you will be reinforcing this last piece before you add your closures on. So I'm going to show you how to do that in the next segment when I come back, okay? So continue doing this. If you're using making a size 8 and you're using the same amount of beads I'm using, keep working till all your beads are gone. If you've counted all your beads out, I've counted out my 11/0s. If you count everything out, you should be good. And I'm going to come back when I'm done, so I'll see you in a bit. Get finished, or I'll give you the whooping. And then I'm going to go beat up my husband for taking my coffee away. Okay. So I'm at the end of my bracelet. I've added all my pearls in here. And now I'm exiting out of the last 2 pearls that I put on here. So now what you're going to do is we're going to put on our cup button. And we're going to need some 11/0s, our cup button, a pearl, and we're going to pick up 5 11/0s. So you're coming out of these 2 pearls, okay? So pick up 5 11/0s. 5, a pearl. I'm using a 6mm for this. Another 11/0, and then you're going to pick up your cup button like this, and then you're going to pick up 3 more 11/0s, and then you're going to drop down into the second hole of your cup button like that. Okay, oops, and bring it down. Now you're going to pick up, oh sorry, you're going to go through the 11/0 and through the pearl at the bottom of your cup button, like this. And then you're going to pick up 5 more 11/0s. And then you're going to go make a circle and go back through your original 2 pearls that you were working out of. And it is going to get tight in here as we reinforce it. So this is what your closure is going to look like. So now you're going to go right through all these beads again. So go through the 11/0s, oopsies, keep it pulled tight, your pearl, the 11/0, and through one of the holes of your cup button, and try to snag that bead on the other side of your cup button. And I'm not getting it because it's kind of blending in with the color. There we go, like that. Pull it tight. And go across into your 3 11/0s, and then go back down. So go back down into the 11/0, the cup button, and I can't do it from there, the 11/0, and into the pearl. And make sure you go down the side of your 5 beads, that you never went up. Give that a good tight pull. So this one has 2 threads and this one has 1. So we need to go down this side like that. And then back through the pearls. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go all the way around, so we're exiting this way towards our cup button. So I'm just going to, as if I was reinforcing this, go down and through the honeycomb bead like this. Okay, now you're just going to go over into the next hole of your honeycomb bead like that. Make sure that's good and secure there. And now you're going to work with your 11/0s and your 4mm crystals. So you're going to pick up a bicone, 11/0, and a bicone on your needle like this. You're in the top hole now of your honeycomb bead. Just go right across into the next honeycomb into the second hole like this. Super easy. So a 4mm, 11/0, and a 4mm, and go right across, and make sure you drop your needle out like that, like that. And you're going to do this right across the whole entire bracelet. Whoops, like that. Okay, so when you get to the end, make sure when you pull this that you don't pull it so tight that you completely buckle your bracelet. So I'm going to go finish this, and then when I come back I will show you how to finish off this side and continue down on the other, and I'll be back. Okay, so once you get to the end of your bracelet here, you'll be coming out of a honeycomb bead, right? So what you're going to do is drop down into the bottom hole of the honeycomb, like this. Making sure you don't pull this side that you put the crystals on super tight. And then just work your way around like you did on the other end. And see where my tail meets with my working thread? I'm going to tie them off. Okay, so let's tie them off. All right. I'm making sure I'm not pulling this super tight that it buckles. And there you go. Alright, now we're going to go into the honeycomb, the bottom of the honeycomb. And I'm snagged here for some reason. Tight. Making sure we didn't buckle this. Alright, and exit into your pearls. Alright, now we're going to pick up five 11-ohs, a pearl, and this is a 4mm one. And then we're going to pick up 24 11-ohs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 22, 23, 24. And then you're just going to drop back down into your pearl, like so. And then pick up 5 11-ohs. And then go back into the 2 pearls on the base row here, like this. Okay? And now you're going to reinforce this by going through it again. So I'm going through all the beads. That. Like that. Back down in the pearl. And then back down into the 5 beads. And then into the pearls. Okay? So you can make sure it fits, which it should. And it fits without struggling. Now we're going to do the same thing over here. So you're going to go through the honeycomb bead, through your 2 pearls, and through the bottom of the honeycomb bead like so, and then go into the top hole like that. Now there is a teeny tiny thread, but believe me, you ain't gonna see that. And then you're gonna continue across, adding in the rest of your I'm going to use my tail thread. So I'm going to tie this one off. So I'm just going to back out of here. And I'm going to tie this one off. So because my tail thread is long enough to complete the rest of the bracelet. So I'm just going through beads here, and I'm tying them between the 6mm pearls here. So this is where I'm tying off. And one more knot. Got snagged in behind. Okay, and I'm going to run through some beads. And I'm going to snip this thread off. And that's done. Now, thread my needle on my tail, and we'll continue with this tail. Oopsies. Okay, so I'm going to continue. I'm just going to go through the honeycomb bead like so, and then exit into the top hole like that, and then continue on with picking up my Swarovski crystals and continue down this side and just finish this bracelet off. And that's all there is to it. So simple to make a crystal pearl bracelet. Remembering not to pull super tight. Okay, so I'm going to go finish this, and then I'll be right back to show you how to tie it off and show you the completed bracelet. I really do love these colors. The creams and the browns look so pretty together. It's just really gorgeous. Okay, so I'm going to finish this and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm at the end now. I've put it on. Now, in order to tie off, you're going to drop down into your honeycomb and make sure you pull the same tension you have on the other side. Alright, don't over pull. Go into your pearls and you can start tying off right there. So, right in between them. And then just keep doing that till you have your 3 knots. Checking to make sure I didn't pull it too tight, and I didn't. Like this. Between the pearls. This is really hard to do. There. Alright, now into the honeycomb. And into the next pearl. Wrap once, twice, and pull tight. Now, this should be good. I got my 3 knots. And I'm just going to go through some beads. Take my needle off, trim my thread, and we'll call it done. Our crystal pearl bracelet. Look at how pretty. It's a perfect size. It's not, you know, really big. It's not super loose. I just absolutely love these cup buttons. They're so pretty on bracelets. So there's the finished bracelet. I hope you guys had fun and you enjoyed this crystal pearl bracelet. And I'll see you guys soon on the next video. Bye everyone.